Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the best games for Macbook, starting with Portal 2 is a first-person puzzle platformer that expands on the innovative mechanics of its predecessor. You play as Chell, navigating a series of complex test chambers using the portal gun, which creates linked portals on flat surfaces to solve puzzles and progress. The gameplay challenges you to think creatively and use physics to your advantage, combining elements like momentum, lasers, and gels to overcome obstacles. The graphics are clean and futuristic, with a detailed and immersive environment that evolves as you delve deeper into the game's world. The difficulty gradually increases, introducing more intricate puzzles and new mechanics that keep the experience fresh and engaging. Civilization VI is a turn-based strategy game where you build and expand an empire through the ages, from ancient times to the modern era. You choose from various historical leaders and guide your civilization to victory through military conquest, scientific advancement, or cultural influence. The game involves managing resources, exploring the map, establishing cities, and engaging in diplomacy or warfare with other civilizations. Mechanics like city districts and active research make planning crucial. The graphics are colorful and detailed, with a sophisticated cartoony art style, featuring beautifully rendered maps that evolve as you progress. The difficulty ranges from beginner-friendly levels to extremely challenging ones, with AI opponents becoming more strategic and aggressive, requiring constant tactical adjustments. Stardew Valley is a charming farming simulation game where you inherit a rundown farm and work to restore it to its former glory. The game focuses on planting crops, raising animals, mining, fishing, and building relationships with the local townsfolk. Seasonal events and festivals add variety and excitement to your routine. The pixel art graphics, reminiscent of classic 16-bit games, are vibrant and colorful, giving the game a nostalgic yet fresh feel. The difficulty is balanced, offering a relaxing and enjoyable experience with no pressure, making it suitable for both casual players and those seeking a more immersive farming experience. Divinity: Original Sin 2 is an epic RPG set in a rich fantasy world where you can create your own character or choose from unique predefined heroes, each with their own backstory and special abilities. The turn-based gameplay is highly tactical, requiring strategic thinking in combat as you use the environment and a wide array of skills and spells to defeat enemies. Outside of combat, you'll engage in deep dialogue with NPCs, solve puzzles, and make decisions that shape the story and the world. The graphics are stunning, featuring detailed character models, beautifully designed environments, and vibrant spell effects that bring the world to life. The difficulty can be quite challenging, demanding careful planning and resource management, especially on higher settings. The Sims 4 is a life simulation game where you create and control virtual people, known as Sims, and manage their daily activities, relationships, and careers. The gameplay involves building and furnishing homes, guiding Sims through their personal and professional lives, and fulfilling their needs and aspirations. Players can create unique Sims with a detailed character creation tool that allows for customization of appearance, personality traits, and life goals. The graphics are bright and colorful, with a cartoony art style that is both appealing and expressive, allowing for a wide range of emotions and interactions. The difficulty is generally low, making it accessible to players of all ages and skill levels. Minecraft is a sandbox game that lets players explore, build, and survive in a blocky, procedurally generated world. The gameplay involves gathering resources, crafting tools and structures, and exploring diverse biomes and underground caves. You can switch between creative mode, where you have unlimited resources to build anything, and survival mode, where you must manage health and hunger while defending against hostile creatures like zombies and skeletons. Cuphead is a run-and-gun action game that stands out for its hand-drawn 1930s cartoon-inspired graphics and challenging gameplay. You play as Cuphead or his brother Mugman, battling through a series of tough boss fights to repay a debt to the devil. The gameplay requires precise timing, quick reflexes, and learning enemy patterns to succeed. Each level features unique bosses with multiple phases, keeping the action dynamic and unpredictable. The graphics are a standout feature, with meticulously crafted animations and a vintage aesthetic that faithfully captures the style of early animation. Hades is a roguelike dungeon crawler that follows the story of Zagreus, the son of Hades, as he attempts to escape the underworld. The gameplay is fast-paced and action-packed, requiring players to navigate randomly generated rooms filled with enemies and traps, using a variety of weapons and abilities. Each run is unique due to the roguelike elements, with power-ups and boons from the Olympian gods that significantly alter gameplay strategies. The graphics are striking, featuring detailed character designs and vibrant environments that bring the underworld to life. The difficulty is challenging but fair, with a progression system that rewards repeated attempts and skill improvement. Disco Elysium is a narrative-driven role-playing game that puts you in the shoes of a detective with a unique set of skills and a fractured psyche. The gameplay focuses on dialogue and choices rather than combat, allowing you to explore the city of Revachol, solve a murder mystery, and interact with a diverse cast of characters. Your decisions shape the story and your character's development, with multiple skills and internal dialogues influencing your actions and outcomes. The graphics are distinctive, featuring a painterly art style that complements the game's gritty and surreal atmosphere. The difficulty is subjective, hinging on your ability to navigate complex dialogues and make strategic choices that impact the investigation. Celeste is a platformer game that follows the journey of a young woman named Madeline as she climbs the titular mountain, Celeste. The gameplay is tight and precise, focusing on challenging platforming sequences that require perfect timing and coordination. Players must navigate through various levels filled with spikes, pitfalls, and other obstacles, using Madeline's unique abilities like dashing and wall climbing. The graphics are pixel art style, with beautifully designed environments and a touching, minimalist aesthetic that enhances the emotional narrative. The difficulty is high, designed to test your reflexes and patience, but it also features assist options to make the game more accessible. Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania-style action-adventure game set in the dark, atmospheric world of Hallownest. You play as the titular Hollow Knight, exploring a vast, interconnected world filled with secrets, enemies, and challenging bosses. The gameplay emphasizes precise combat, platforming, and exploration, with a focus on unlocking new abilities and upgrades that allow you to access previously unreachable areas. The graphics are hand-drawn and beautifully animated, featuring a gothic art style that creates an eerie and immersive environment. The difficulty is high, with tough enemies and intricate level design that require skill and perseverance to overcome. Bastion is an action RPG that takes place in a beautifully hand-painted world shattered by a mysterious calamity. You control the Kid, a silent protagonist, as he navigates floating, fragmented landscapes, battling enemies and collecting resources to rebuild the Bastion, a safe haven. The gameplay features real-time combat with a variety of weapons and upgrades, requiring strategic use of abilities and positioning. The graphics are vibrant and detailed, with a unique isometric view that enhances the game's visual appeal. One of the standout features is the dynamic narration, provided by a gravelly voiced narrator who comments on the Kid's actions and the unfolding story in real time. Firewatch is a first-person adventure game that immerses you in the role of Henry, a fire lookout stationed in the Wyoming wilderness. The gameplay focuses on exploration and narrative, with players navigating the forest, uncovering clues, and interacting with objects to unravel a mysterious story. The primary mode of interaction is through a walkie-talkie, allowing you to communicate with your supervisor, Delilah, whose dialogue choices shape the narrative and your relationship. The graphics are stunning, featuring a beautifully stylized art style that captures the serene yet eerie atmosphere of the wilderness. Oxenfree is a supernatural thriller adventure game that follows a group of friends who accidentally open a ghostly rift while on a trip to an abandoned island. You play as Alex, a teenager equipped with a unique radio that can tune into mysterious signals and communicate with supernatural entities. The gameplay focuses on exploration, puzzle solving, and interactive dialogue, where your choices shape the story and relationships with other characters. The graphics are distinctive, featuring a stylized 2.5D art style that enhances the game's eerie and atmospheric setting. The difficulty is moderate, with puzzles that require thought but are accessible to a wide range of players. Subnautica is an open-world survival game set in the depths of an alien ocean planet. You play as the survivor of a crashed spaceship, exploring the underwater world, gathering resources, crafting tools and habitats, and uncovering the mysteries of the planet. The gameplay combines elements of survival, exploration, and crafting, with an emphasis on managing oxygen and avoiding the dangers lurking in the depths. The graphics are stunning, featuring a vibrant and diverse underwater ecosystem with detailed flora and fauna, creating an immersive and often breathtaking experience. The difficulty can be challenging, particularly as you venture into deeper and more dangerous areas, but it offers a sense of progression and achievement. Terraria is a 2D sandbox adventure game that combines exploration, building, and combat in a procedurally generated world. You start with basic tools and must gather resources, craft items, and build structures to survive and progress. The gameplay involves exploring diverse biomes, mining for materials, and fighting a wide range of enemies and bosses, each with unique abilities and challenges. The graphics are pixel art style, with a charming and colorful aesthetic that enhances the game's retro feel. The difficulty varies, with early stages being accessible but progressively increasing as you delve into harder biomes and face tougher bosses. Transistor is an action RPG set in a futuristic city where you control Red, a singer who wields a powerful weapon called the Transistor. The gameplay combines real-time combat with a strategic planning mode that allows you to pause and plan your attacks, making use of various abilities and upgrades to defeat enemies. The graphics are stunning, featuring a vibrant, cyberpunk-inspired art style with beautifully detailed environments and animations. The difficulty is well-balanced, offering a challenging yet rewarding experience as you unlock new abilities and develop strategies to overcome increasingly complex enemies. Borderlands 2 is a first-person shooter with RPG elements set in the chaotic, colorful world of Pandora. You play as one of 4 vault hunters, each with unique abilities and skill trees, on a quest to stop the villainous Handsome Jack. The gameplay is fast-paced and loot-driven, with a focus on completing missions, leveling up, and collecting a vast array of weapons and gear. The graphics are distinctive, featuring a vibrant cel-shaded art style that gives the game a comic book-like appearance. The difficulty can vary, offering both solo and cooperative multiplayer modes that scale with the number of players, providing a flexible challenge. Undertale is a unique RPG that subverts traditional genre conventions, offering players the choice to combat or befriend enemies. You play as a child who has fallen into the underground, a world filled with monsters, and must navigate through various areas to find a way back to the surface. The gameplay involves turn-based combat with a twist, incorporating bullet hell mechanics during enemy attacks, and allows for a pacifist route where you can resolve conflicts non-violently. The graphics are simple, pixel art style, but are charming and effective in conveying the game's distinctive atmosphere and emotional depth. The difficulty varies depending on your chosen path, with some battles requiring quick reflexes and strategic thinking. Torchlight 2 is an action RPG that offers a fast-paced, loot-driven experience set in a colorful fantasy world. You play as one of 4 classes, each with unique abilities and skill trees, battling through various dungeons filled with monsters, bosses, and treasure. The gameplay focuses on real-time combat, character progression, and extensive loot collection, encouraging exploration and customization. The graphics are vibrant and stylized, featuring a bright and cartoony art style that makes the game visually appealing. The difficulty is adjustable, with different levels catering to both casual players and those seeking a tougher challenge. Torchlight 2 is praised for its engaging combat, diverse character builds, and cooperative multiplayer mode, making it a standout in the action RPG genre. Don't Starve is a survival game that places you in a dark, whimsical world where you must gather resources, craft items, and fend off various threats to survive as long as possible. You play as Wilson, a scientist trapped in a mysterious wilderness, though other characters with unique abilities can be unlocked. The gameplay revolves around managing hunger, sanity, and health while exploring randomly generated worlds filled with strange creatures and environmental hazards. The graphics feature a distinctive hand-drawn, gothic art style that enhances the game's eerie atmosphere. The difficulty is high, with a steep learning curve that requires strategic planning and adaptability to survive the harsh conditions. XCOM 2 is a turn-based tactical strategy game that puts you in command of a resistance force fighting against an alien occupation on Earth. You manage your base, research new technologies, and command squads of soldiers in intense, strategic battles. The gameplay emphasizes tactical decision-making, with missions requiring careful planning, positioning, and use of each soldier's unique abilities. The graphics are detailed and immersive, with well-designed environments and dynamic camera angles that heighten the tension of each encounter. The difficulty is high, known for its challenging scenarios and permadeath mechanics, where losing a soldier in battle is permanent, adding significant weight to your decisions. Kerbal Space Program is a space flight simulation game where you manage a space program, build spacecraft, and conduct missions to explore a fictional solar system. You control the Kerbals, a race of small green humanoids, guiding them through the complexities of space exploration. The gameplay involves designing rockets, planes, and other vehicles, managing resources, and executing missions such as launching satellites, landing on moons, and establishing space stations. The graphics are colorful and cartoony, with detailed spacecraft models and celestial bodies that enhance the game's charm and educational appeal. The difficulty can be challenging, especially as you master realistic physics and orbital mechanics, but the game offers a rewarding learning curve. FTL, Faster Than Light, is a real-time strategy roguelike game that puts you in command of a spaceship attempting to save the galaxy from a rebel fleet. You manage your ship's crew, systems, and resources as you navigate through randomly generated sectors filled with enemies, events, and opportunities for upgrades. The gameplay involves tactical decision-making, balancing offense and defense, and reacting to various crises, such as fires, hull breaches, and boarding parties. The graphics are simple yet functional, with a top-down view that allows for clear management of your ship and crew. The difficulty is high, with permadeath ensuring that each decision carries significant weight, and no two playthroughs are the same. Hyper Light Drifter is an action-adventure game that combines fast-paced combat with exploration in a beautifully crafted, pixel art world. You play as the Drifter, a character suffering from a mysterious illness, who explores a vast, interconnected landscape filled with ancient technology and deadly foes. The gameplay focuses on precise combat, dodging, and strategic use of abilities, with a mix of challenging enemies and intricate boss fights. The graphics are striking, with a vibrant and colorful pixel art style that creates a haunting yet beautiful atmosphere, enhanced by a minimalist narrative told through visuals and music rather than text. The difficulty is high, demanding quick reflexes and careful planning to survive encounters and progress through the game. Hyper Light Drifter is celebrated for its stunning visual design, tight gameplay mechanics, and evocative storytelling, making it a standout title in the indie game scene. Slay the Spire is a deck-building roguelike game where you choose one of several characters, each with unique cards and abilities, and ascend a spire filled with enemies, treasures, and challenges. The gameplay revolves around strategic card play and turn-based combat, requiring you to build a powerful deck by acquiring new cards, relics, and potions as you progress. Each run is different due to the procedurally generated spire, making every playthrough unique and challenging. The graphics are colorful and stylized, with distinct, hand-drawn art that adds character to the game's various enemies and environments. Braid is a puzzle platformer that revolves around manipulating time to solve complex puzzles and navigate through beautifully crafted levels. You play as Tim, a man searching for a princess, with the story unfolding through a series of worlds, each introducing unique time-based mechanics such as reversing time, creating time copies, and manipulating time flow in specific areas. The gameplay is challenging, requiring thoughtful interaction with the environment and precise timing to progress. The graphics are hand-painted, featuring a vibrant and artistic style that enhances the dreamlike atmosphere of the game. Braid is acclaimed for its innovative gameplay mechanics, compelling narrative, and stunning visual design, making it a standout title in the puzzle platformer genre. Stellaris is a grand strategy game set in space, where you take control of an interstellar civilization and guide it through exploration, expansion, and galactic conquest. The gameplay involves managing your empire's economy, technology, diplomacy, and military as you explore procedurally generated galaxies filled with diverse planets, alien species, and cosmic anomalies. The game offers deep customization, allowing you to create unique species with distinct traits, ethics, and government types, which influence your strategy and interactions with other civilizations. Gone Home is a first-person exploration game that focuses on uncovering a deeply personal story. You play as Katie, who returns to her family's home after a year abroad, only to find it empty and filled with clues about what happened in her absence. The gameplay involves exploring the house, examining objects, and discovering notes and artifacts that piece together the narrative. The graphics are realistic and detailed, creating a convincing and immersive environment that feels lived in and authentic. The difficulty is low, as the game emphasizes narrative discovery and atmosphere over traditional gameplay challenges. Pillars of Eternity 2: Deadfire is a role-playing game that continues the story of the Watcher as they pursue a rogue god across the Deadfire archipelago. The gameplay blends classic RPG elements with real-time combat that can be paused for tactical planning, involving deep character customization, party management, and an intricate narrative that responds to your choices. Exploration is a key aspect, with players navigating a vast, open-world archipelago by ship, discovering islands, interacting with diverse cultures, and engaging in naval combat. The graphics are richly detailed, featuring beautifully rendered environments and character models that enhance the game's immersive experience. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, as that really helps a lot. If you think any game is missing or if you're planning to play any of these games, don't forget to leave a comment. Those were the top 30 best games for MacBook. This has been another video from New Quest Play, and I'll be here waiting for you for the next quest.